I stood in the bridal suite staring at my phone. 118 missed calls, all from my sister. My chest tightened like a vice, and the floor felt like it might give way beneath me. The venue downstairs was silent. No music. No guests. Just empty chairs with white ribbons that looked like surrender flags. Nobody came. They were all at my sister's baby shower instead, or so I was told. I'm Nicole, 29, working in pharmaceutical sales, enough to get by, nothing special. And apparently, not worth showing up FO. My family never cared about my career. Not after my sister Ashley married Adrian Cole, the investment banker who bought them a house with his year-end bonus. Adrian became the golden child, making Ashley untouchable. But none of that mattered when I opened the gift box and discovered what they'd been hiding. Comment below if you've ever felt invisible in your own family.
Why?
The wedding was supposed to start at 3. By 2:45, Jenna was the only person there. Jenna, my best friend, my maid of honor, holding a bouquet she'd bought herself because the florist never delivered. Maybe they're stuck in traffic, she said, voice too bright. I checked my phone. Nothing. All of them? My parents, my sister, everyone stuck in the same traffic. At 3:15, I called my mom. Background noise, laughter, clinking glasses. Nicole. I can't really talk right now. Her voice was bright, distracted.
Mom.
Where are you? Silence. My mother's tone shifted, suddenly careful. Your sister's baby shower is today. The room tilted. My wedding is today. She's pregnant, Nicole. This is huge for her and Adrian. That pleading edge crept in, the one she always used when defending Ashley. I hung up. A text came through from an unknown number. Ms. Nicole Harrison? This is Richard Sterling, estate attorney. I stopped by your residence this morning regarding Clara Harrison's will. Your family said you were unavailable. Please contact me urgently.
Jenna.
Look at this. Who's Clara? My dad's sister. She died 2 weeks ago. Why would her lawyer be looking for you? Jenna's eyes narrowed. Let's check if anyone left gifts. One box sat on the gift table. Plain brown cardboard. I recognized the handwriting. Clara's neighbor Maggie must have dropped it off. Inside, a USB drive with a yellow sticky note. For Nicole. Watch this alone. You deserve to know the truth. What the hell? Jenna turned it over. Who would leave this? We went to the bridal suite. Jenna pulled out her laptop. 4 folders appeared. Folder 1, for Nicole, watch first. Folder 2, legal documents. Folder 3, for when they come for you. Folder 4, Maggie's testimony. Do you want me to leave?
No.
Stay. She opened the first folder. A video file, a woman's face.
Thin. Pale.
Oxygen tubes. Aunt Clara. My father's sister. The one he hadn't spoken to in 3 years. The one I visited every week while she died of lung cancer. Jenna hit PLA.
Why?
Clara's voice was raspy but clear. Hi, sweetheart. If you're watching this, I'm gone. And I'm so sorry I can't be there for your wedding. She coughed. The sound was wet and painful. I'm leaving everything to you.
The house.
The savings. $2.3 million. My stomach dropped. Jenna whispered, holy shit. Your father's been calling for weeks, begging me to reconsider. Threatening me. He kept asking when the will reading would be. I never told him. I asked Richard to contact you directly, away from them. Her face hardened. You're the only one who came. The only one who sat with me during chemo. Your father showed up twice. Once to yell at me for wasting the inheritance on medical bills. Once to tell me I was selfish for not dying faster. Your mother came once to ask if I could loan them money for Ashley and Adrian's down payment. Your sister never came at all. Too busy with Adrian's work events. Tears streamed down my face. I changed my will 3 weeks ago. Everything goes to you. But Nicole, your family is going to come for you. They'll say I was senile, that you manipulated me, that the money should go to Ashley and Adrian since they can invest it properly. Clara leaned closer to the camera. Her eyes were fierce. Don't believe them. You earned this with love. And love is the only currency that matters when you're dying. The video ended. I sat frozen. Jenna's voice shook. Your aunt just left you over $2 million. She clicked the second folder. Legal documents filled the screen. The will, signed 3 weeks ago. But there was something else, a letter to the probate court. In the event my family contests this will, I have provided video and audio evidence of their conduct. This evidence is in folders 3 and 4. I am of sound mind. Clara Harrison. I stared at the screen, my stomach twisting. She knew they'd fight this. Jenna leaned closer, eyes wide. What's in folder 3? The first video was dated 6 months ago. My parents' living room. Hidden camera. Clara sat on the couch. My father stood over her, face red. You're being ridiculous.
She doesn't care about you.
She's using you. His voice boomed, the same tone he'd used my entire childhood when someone disappointed him. Nicole loves me, Clara said quietly. Nicole makes barely enough to pay rent. She only visits because she wants your money. Ashley doesn't need it. Adrian takes care of her. They're successful, stable. Ashley hasn't visited once. Because she's busy. She has a husband, a real life. Nicole is single and desperate. Clara's voice was steady. You haven't spoken to me in 3 years. Because you're impossible. I asked you to drive me to chemo once. You said you were too busy. I had to help Adrian and Ashley move. They needed me. You had time for them. They're worth my time. They're building something. What is Nicole building? A mediocre career selling pills. He stepped closer, voice vicious. If you leave everything to her, I will make sure everyone knows what you really are. I'll tell them about the pills. About the times you tried to. Get out, Clara said. You're going to regret this. The video ended. My hands were shaking. Jenna stared at the screen, face white. Oh my God. There were more files. Dozens. Audio of Mom comparing me to Ashley, her voice syrupy with disappointment. Texts from my sister. Dad's voicemails threatening to contest the will. At the bottom, Grandma_abuse, MOV. Do you want to play it? The video was grainy. A nursing home room. My grandmother sat in a wheelchair by the window. 89.
Frail. Confused.
My parents entered with Adrian. Mom, we need to talk about the house, Dad said, voice suddenly syrupy, his salesman tone. Grandma blinked. What house? Your house on Maple Street. You can't take care of it anymore. Adrian stepped forward, all charm. Mrs. Harrison, I've looked at the property values. Your house is worth quite a bit. If you sign it over, we can manage it properly. I know about these things. It's what I do. His voice was smooth, professional.
Practiced.
My mother pulled out papers. Just sign here. For safekeeping. Her voice was gentle, coaxing. I don't understand. Dad's voice turned sharp. The syrup gone. Sign the papers. Adrian knows what he's doing. He went to Harvard Business School. Do you want Nicole making these decisions? She can barely manage her own finances. Grandma's hands shook. Where will I live?
Here.
In the nursing home. Adrian will handle everything. But I want to go home. You can't. Now sign. Mom placed a pen in Grandma's hand, guided it to the signature line. The signature was barely legible, a shaky scrawl. Adrian smiled.
See?
That wasn't so hard. They left. Grandma stared at the window for 10 minutes. Then she started crying. The video ended. I couldn't breathe. My chest felt tight, like something was crushing it from the inside. My phone started buzzing. The screen flooded with notifications. Sister, 47 missed calls. Mom, 38 missed calls. Dad, 33 missed calls. A voicemail from Richard Sterling. Hi, Nicole. I came by your house this morning to discuss your Aunt Clara's estate, but your family said you were getting married. There are urgent matters regarding your inheritance. Please call me.
Jenna looked at me.
They knew. The words settled like lead in my stomach. They knew the lawyer was coming. They knew Clara left everything to me. That's why they made sure I wasn't home. The baby shower wasn't real. I opened Ashley's Instagram. Her post from 2 hours ago, a photo at a restaurant with Adrian and my parents. Caption: surprise lunch with the fam. 2 hearts. Posted before she realized I might see it. Before they knew the lawyer had reached out. No baby shower. No decorations. Just my family at brunch while I stood alone in a wedding dress. My phone exploded with texts. Sister. Nicole, pick up right now. Mom. Sweetie, there's been a misunderstanding. Dad. Don't do anything stupid. We need to discuss Clara's will as a family. Adrian can help us figure this out. Jenna grabbed my shoulders. What do you want to do? I stared at Clara's face frozen on screen. At the legal documents. At the evidence of who my family really was. I want them to see this. Jenna smiled. It wasn't kind. Then let's make sure they do. They showed up 30 minutes later. All of them. My parents. My sister. Adrian. My aunt and uncle. My 2 cousins. They didn't knock. They barged into the bridal suite like they owned it. Nicole, what the hell is going on? Ashley's voice was shrill, panicked. Why aren't you answering your phone? I stood up, still in my wedding dress. Jenna stood beside me, arms crossed. My mother rushed forward, hands outstretched. Sweetie, we need to talk about Aunt Clara. Sit down, I said. They froze.
Sit down.
Slowly. They sat on the couches and chairs scattered around the room. My father's face was red, jaw clenched. My sister looked panicked, eyes darting. Adrian had his arm around her, his expression carefully neutral, the face of someone used to negotiating deals. I turned Jenna's laptop around so the screen faced them. I got a very interesting wedding gift today. My voice was calm, steady. From Aunt Clara. Mom's face went white. I hit play on the first video. Clara's voice filled the room. Hi, sweetheart. If you're watching this, I'm gone. I watched their faces as the video played. Watched my father's jaw clench tighter. Watched my mother's hands twist in her lap. Watched my sister's eyes dart toward the door. Watched Adrian's expression shift from confident to concerned. When the video ended, no one spoke. I let the silence hang. That's not all, I said. I played the second video. The one of Dad screaming at Clara. Threatening her. Telling her I was worthless compared to Ashley and Adrian. My father lunged toward the laptop. Nicole, that's out of context. Jenna stepped in front of him, phone raised. Touch it, and I'm calling the cops. He froze. Sat back down, breathing hard. I didn't stop. I played the audio of Mom comparing me to Ashley. The text from my sister. Dad's voicemails threatening to contest the will, his voice booming through the speakers about how Adrian should manage the money instead. My sister tried to stand. We don't have to listen to this. Yes, I said. You do. When the video of them forcing Grandma to sign away her house started playing, with Adrian right there, using his credentials to intimidate a confused elderly woman, my mother made a choking sound. We were protecting her. Mom's voice broke, tears streaming. She couldn't take care of herself. You stole from her. Jenna's voice cut through the room like a blade. You manipulated a woman with dementia into signing away her home. And you brought Adrian to make it look legitimate. Adrian's face went pale. I was just trying to help. His smooth corporate voice cracked. You used your fancy degree and your job title to intimidate an 89-year-old woman with dementia. My father's face went purple, veins bulging in his neck. You have no right. I have every right. I held up the folder. There's a lawyer's contact information in these files. Grandma's healthcare advocate filed a report 6 months ago. Clara documented everything. Audio, video, emails. And now I have all of it. The room went silent. You could hear everyone breathing. My sister's voice cracked, desperate now. Nicole, you can't. Can't what? I turned to her. Can't show people who you really are? We're family. Her voice was barely a whisper. You weren't family when you made up a fake baby shower to keep me away from the lawyer. Her face crumbled. How did you? I held up my phone. Showed her the Instagram post. There is no baby shower. There's no baby at all, is there? Silence. Mom gasped. Ashley. My sister's face was bright red. I was going to tell you. You faked a pregnancy to steal my inheritance. Ashley's voice turned shrill, defensive. It's not your inheritance. That money should go to the family. Adrian and I could invest it properly. We know what to do with that kind of money. You don't. I was the family. My voice was quiet now. Deadly quiet. I was the one who showed up. I was the one who sat with her while she died. Where were you? We were busy, Ashley stammered. Adrian squeezed her hand, trying his smooth approach. Ashley had obligations. Obligations. I laughed. It wasn't a kind sound. You had time to intimidate my grandmother. You had time to help my parents steal her house. But you didn't have time to visit Clara. Not even once. My father stood up. His voice was a roar. You have no idea what you're talking about. Clara was sick. She wasn't in her right mind. She was perfectly lucid when she changed her will 3 weeks ago. The lawyer confirmed it. There's a psychiatric evaluation in the files. She passed with flying colors. He stepped toward me. Jenna moved in front of me, her phone out. I'm recording this. Her voice was ice. Take one more step. Dad froze. I picked up a folder from the table. The one with copies of all the legal documents. I'm meeting with the lawyer tomorrow. I'm accepting the inheritance. All of it. I paused. Let that sink in. And I'm forwarding all of these files to the elder abuse investigator handling Grandma's case. Mom was sobbing now, mascara running. Nicole, please, we can work this out. You abandoned me on my wedding day so you could intercept a lawyer. You let me stand in an empty venue in a wedding dress while you planned how to steal from me. My shoulders dropped. And now you want to work this out? We're your family. Mom's voice was breaking, pleading. No. My voice didn't waver. Clara was my family. Jenna is my family. You're just people who share my DNA and spent years making me feel worthless because I didn't marry rich. My sister tried one last time. Her voice was desperate, breaking. Nicole, I'm your sister. My sister would have come to my wedding. I walked to the door and opened it. Get out. They didn't move. Get out. One by one, they filed out of the room. My mother was still crying, shoulders shaking. My father wouldn't look at me, jaw still clenched. Adrian whispered something to Ashley as they left, his hand on her back. My sister paused at the door, opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, then left without a word. The door closed. Silence. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Richard Sterling. I heard raised voices. Do you need assistance? I typed back. I'm fine. They're gone. When can we meet? Tomorrow, 9 a.m. My office. Bring the USB drive. And Nicole, bring a witness. I looked at Jenna. She was already nodding. I'm coming with you, she said. Then Jenna exhaled and pulled me into a hug. I didn't cry. I just stood there, still in my wedding dress, and felt the weight lift, something that had been pressing down on me for years finally gone. I met with Richard Sterling the next day. The will was airtight. Clara had made sure of it. My parents tried to contest it. Richard sent them the videos. They dropped the case within a week. The elder abuse investigation moved forward. The investigator called me 3 days later. Ms. Harrison, we've reviewed the evidence you provided. Your parents will be required to return your grandmother's property and pay restitution. Mr. Adrian Cole's involvement has been documented and reported to his employer's ethics board. I thanked her and hung up. Adrian's career didn't end, but the stain stayed. 6 months later, I heard through mutual contacts that his firm had quietly passed him over for partner. My sister moved out of state with Adrian. We haven't spoken since. I sold Clara's house. It was too full of memories, some beautiful, some painful. I kept a few things. Her favorite quilt. A photo of us from my college graduation. A recipe card for her famous apple pie, written in her shaky handwriting. I used part of the inheritance to pay off my student loans. Part of it went into investments. And part of it went to a nonprofit that provides free transportation to chemotherapy appointments for patients without family support. I named it the Clara Foundation. 3 months after everything, I drove to the cemetery. It was the first time I'd gone since the funeral. Clara's headstone was simple, just her name and dates. I'd added one line at the bottom. She showed up. I sat in the grass and pulled out the last thing Maggie had given me. An envelope Clara had left with her. Instructions: give this to Nicole after she's had time to heal. Inside was a single recipe card, Clara's apple pie. But on the back, in her shaky handwriting, Nicole, you were never the problem. You were always the solution. Love doesn't have to be loud to be real. I hope you remember that. Your worth was never measured by your salary or who you married. It was measured by your heart. Aunt Clara. I sat there, reading and rereading those words. The tightness in my chest eased. She'd known. Even at the end, she'd known I needed to hear that. 6 months later, I was sitting in my new apartment, the one I bought with Clara's money, when I got a message request on Instagram. It was from a woman named Maggie Chin. Her profile picture showed a woman in her late 60s with kind eyes. Hi, Nicole. I was your Aunt Clara's neighbor. I'm the one who left the USB drive at your wedding. I'm so sorry for your loss. Clara talked about you constantly. She loved you more than you'll ever know. I thought you should have the truth. I hope it helped. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back. Thank you. You gave me more than the truth. You gave me my freedom. She replied immediately. Clara would be so proud of the woman you've become. I looked around my apartment. At the life I'd built. The career I'd earned. The friend who'd stood by me when my blood relatives wouldn't. At the quilt draped over my couch. At the photo of Clara on my bookshelf. My phone buzzed. A text from Jenna. Dinner tonight? I'm buying. I smiled and typed back. Only if I can pick the place.
Deal.
Love you. Love you too. I set my phone down and walked to the window. Clara once told me that family isn't about blood. It's about who shows up. And I finally understood that the people who tried to erase me because I wasn't successful enough, because I didn't marry well, because I didn't fit their image of worth, they gave me everything I needed to build something better.